How's it going, everybody? Angel from Manta Racing here, and in today's video, we're going to go over what's in this fun little box. So here we have the engine, and it's the engine in my T71. It is my daily, as most of you know. Got the cam sync sensor there, got the coil and plugs, the Webers, and the header. Pretty standard run-of-the-mill motor, but we have to replace a maintenance part today because it's time. And that's kind of where this little guy comes in. So what in the hell is in this box? Well, let's find out. So starting out with the box, you can already see that it's a Kameari box. And Kameari makes a lot of really good stuff for our motors and others as well. Opening it up, this would be exactly how you would open it. You would already see what it's going to be. By the instructions, that can kind of give you a glimpse. Can't do it one-handed, but if you haven't already guessed, this is the 2TG gear drive kit. So, Kameari, if I'm not mistaken, makes them out of chromoly. Going into it, you get a bunch of peanuts. First thing I guess we'll be pulling out is the middle idle gear. Put that to the side. Going in a little more, we have what appears to be the main sprocket for the camshaft. Looks like we got a few screws here. So we got 2 screws and a stud. We'll get into the stud later. And we should also have this guy, which is the main sprocket for the crankshaft. Now taking them out of the bags, you can see exactly what they look like. Here is their finish, and this is what they look like literally right outside of the baggie. They have really good machining quality. The material itself seems really stout. All the bevels are clean, and there is no sign of any kind of machining, like dust or flake or anything in the kit. It's a very clean kit right out of the box. Now, I got mine from Right Hand Drive Japan. You can also get these on Toy Head Auto, brand new. They're both pretty much the exact same price shipped. So either way you want to play it, you'll get them rather safely and affordably for what they are. Going into the idle gear, which is the fun one, you can see I have 2 of those Allen screws in there. The screw specs are M8 by 1.25, and they come in this little baggie right here. Now you can also see that there's a stud that is separated in the baggie. It doesn't exactly come out until you open it. The reason for that is that's for this third one right here, which in the block isn't really utilized. That doesn't exist. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to install the stud. I've seen videos where the stud isn't installed and it runs just fine, but I mean, we did pay for the whole kit. They include it, and using this is in the instructions, so we're gonna use it. For that, again, we have an M8 by 1.25 tap. And for the hell of it, I remember seeing this in one video a long time ago, so we'll do it in this one too, because it is pretty satisfying. It has a really clean and consistent ring to it, and so you know it's a quality piece. Alrighty, so we've got the whiteboard again in an interesting spot. You can see me holding the phone, and I got myself a little poker here. We have TIG rod. So anyways, it's actually pretty simple to install. Here is the instructions. They're all in Japanese. So I did my best to try and translate as much as I can and watch the videos of people installing this exact kit. That way I can know what to do and I can tell you guys. So we'll start off with the basics here. This is the gear drive kit. Some people go by gear train, same animal, you'll find it either way. I got the Kameari kit, origin Japan. This is a Japanese made kit. The price I paid was around $630. I believe it was $623 and some change shipped. So I just kind of put that there for the, not inflation, but the changes in currency, whatever you're paying. That's around where it's going to be in USD. Material for these guys is chromoly, which is nice. The gears themselves are straight cut, which gives them their signature sound. They are beveled, which is nice, so that should help with the noise. And the noise is the next thing that we come out to. This one's really controversial because I always see dueling answers when it comes to the noise. I really don't care about the noise. I mean, I really don't care about the noise, but when it comes to this kit, it's going to make a different noise. Just some kind of gear whine, of course. Definitely not Chevy noisy gear whine. It should definitely not be anywhere around that. But of the videos that I have seen with the Kameari kit in it, it's very tame, it's very tasteful, and I like that. Because first and foremost, this is for performance. This is for strength and to have a nice clean timing signal, which, yeah. And secondly, the noise is just a bonus because we're gearheads like that. Now, from what I've seen, the earlier TRD Tosco kits like that have been the louder ones, and the Kameari is the quieter one. And then I've also heard that the Kameari is the louder one, but the older kits are the quiet ones. So we're gonna find out in this one for damn sure, because I want to know myself. Clearly, I only have the Kameari, so we're only gonna hear what the Kameari sounds like. In one of my other videos, you can hear what the motor sounds like with, you know, regular timing components in there. I wish I would have taken another video of it running. I'll probably just post that later with a comparison just to play with it. But this will be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. On this side, this is the important shit. So this is why you need the dial indicators. And I would recommend metric dial indicators because that's what the instructions are in. So going through this, you have 3 of the gears and they're numbered very strictly for a reason. You got gear number 1, which is your crank. You got gear number 2, which is the idle gear. And then you have gear number 3, which is the cam gear. Now, the cam gear touches the idle, which touches the crank. That's how you get your gear drive. The actual movement of this gear right here and the movement of this gear right here should be the same but different, and I'll explain. The cam always rotates at half the speed of the engine, right? And right here we have this amount of play. So when you have the gears meshed together and they like kind of jiggle back and forth, the bigger gap you have, the noisier it's going to be. The smaller gap you have, the quieter. But if you have too small of a gap, they'll be butting, and that's not what we want. We don't want any kind of bind in the timing system. This one gives you, per the instructions actually, you want about 600th to 1200th of a millimeter in terms of play. And then when you come down to the idle gear, which is immediately touching the crank, given that 2-to-1 reduction, you should have 0.03 to 0.06 of a millimeter of play. So this little measurement that you have right here is quite literally just half of the measurement you have up top. And I only have 1 dial indicator, so I'm going to be playing with that, getting as close to that as I can, and then coming down here and checking it, and then going back and forth, which is horrendous. You can just buy another one. If I were you, just buy 2 of them. You won't have to do the garbage I'm doing, but hopefully we can get it good. In terms of torque specs, this guy right here, the actual, the bracket that holds the idle gear, there's a ball bearing in the middle, which is really nice. And it comes loose. It comes loose, so what you want to do is, it's like a half moon style thing, and you want the open port to be facing up, and then the big washer bit to be covering the bottom. It's probably just so oil can pool in there a little bit, but I digress from that. The torque specs for this guy is going to be 4 kilograms per meter, which roughly is 28.932 foot-pounds. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to put mine somewhere in between 29 and 30, probably 30, and a little bit of the some RTV black behind it. Because fun fact, this sucker right here is covering an oil port. There is an oil port that comes here and like makes the tension or do its thing. This covers it. So be careful with that. Outside of that, when you torque down this guy right here on the cam, per the factory manual, you're at 51 to 79 foot-pounds. I'm probably going to be somewhere in the middle of this. If not, I'll just do it at 70 foot-pounds and call it a day. But that's literally it. Looking over this, I mean, it's just a timing kit. You're just slapping a timing kit on, kind of calling it a day with a few torque specs. There are your torque specs and your runouts. So this video is just pretty much going over the kit itself, what comes in the box, how to install it in terms of the specifications, and I guess, you know, over here is a little bit of what it is. In the next video, I am going to be tearing this sucker apart, putting the kit in. I'll be going over that, and realistically just going over the important parts, because everybody knows how to pull out, you know, radiators and hoses, belts. That's the easy part. The actual slapping of the gears in is what we all want to see and how it sounds. So that's going to be the next video. I'll get that out to you real soon. For now, this is what we're playing with. If you have any questions, as always, please leave a comment below. Like, subscribe, do what you like, tell your friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.